Welcome back for another episode of Make It, where this is actually an old project of mine. I didn't release it because I wasn't happy with the finished piece of the project. I had tried to make the chainsaw arm from Evil Dead, and it kind of turned out, but didn't at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. It turned out to be a bit more of a daunting task, but I wanted to show here what I actually came up with, if this helps anyone trying to replicate this kind of a prop for their cosplay piece. So I started by taking several sheets of foam board and gluing them together to make an almost fully enclosed rectangular box. On the back end of this box, I drew and cut out an armhole. Now the next bit was hard to film piece by piece, but I set up more foam board inside to make a small platform. This is where the motor is going to be mounted into. For the motor itself, I used a couple of different pieces. I used a plastic fan head from a pocket fan at the dollar store. This is what the actual belt would run on, like a spool. And to actually power all this, I used a power drill to run the whole thing. I also custom made a spool to attach to the drill bit with a bit of plastic and foam. Once the drill was set in place with more foam and glue, I started closing in the box before moving on to the bar. For the arm of the chainsaw where the other plastic spool will be mounted, I used several more strips of foam board for this. Now along the way I hit some snags, and the finished piece required more customized cuts of foam to hold everything in place. When this was powered on, the belt would turn but tug on the front spool at the end of the arm, causing everything to kind of bow and bend a bit. The belt itself was also another bit of a tricky one. It started off as a rubber band. I thought that it would have to be snug for everything to turn properly, but it was too snug and wouldn't turn at all. Then I tried string, and then of course it was too loose. So then finally I used a strip of paper that I actually dashed a little bit every like half an inch with hot glue, and this would actually help it grip onto the spools, and the effect actually worked. It did spin and turned pretty well. It's definitely a beta project that I thought I'd share for this, but it's one I'm going to have to revisit in the future. Now, I did lose some of the footage. Like I said, this is from a year ago, but I thought this was still worth showing anyone that wants to try and remake this kind of prop. It might be useful. So I hope this helps. If you have a suggestion or any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.